Morning, Chris here from Motorcycle Reclamation. Right, it's a horrible day outside. I can't do any of the jobs I want, so I'm just going to have a couple of minutes talking you through the bikes I've got for sale at the moment. So excuse me looking at the screen, there's a reason. This is in no particular order and it's going to take a few minutes, so I apologise. First up, Honda XBR 500. Lovely bike. I owned it about 4 owners ago. I bought it back. It was running fine with a slight noise, slight top end tap. I took the rocker cover off. I've done this before. Basically a pin that, there was nothing wrong with the cam chain. It wasn't that. It just needs using basically. The pin that holds the decompressor fell out, dropped down the bottom end, and as soon as I touched the button to start it, clink, broke the cam belt at 0 mile an hour, zero pressure, nothing. So it needs a new cam belt. I haven't got round to doing it. That can very much be the right price if somebody wants it. These things break for good money. I'm not going to do that because I love XBRs. Had my first one in '86 and I've still got this one and 2 others, which we'll come on to. So that one is a question of, if you're interested, give me a shout. I've got a red Honda VFR 750 on a J-Reg. It's the RC36. That is obviously V5. It's also MOT'd till the 14th of the 9th, 24. It could do with a little bit of tidying up, but I've changed some pieces on it that wanted changing. It's up and ready. You can ride it now. The brakes are good. The back brake is astounding. Someone's put a braided line on it. I've bled all the brakes. I've changed the oils. Things like that. It's ready to ride. That one is £1,150. Just as a note, my prices, I'm a company now, so my prices are tight. So don't ring up and say, hey, I'll give you £1,000 for it. I don't want to lose money. you know, and the prices are where they need to be, but they're pretty tight. Next bike, Yamaha SR400 on an R-Reg, again with V5, and that's MOT till the 6th of July this year. Now then, it's been slightly modified, but in a nice way. It's a nice laid-back cruiser custom. I don't know if you know anything about these. An SR500, they're a bugger to start. Several reasons for that, but mainly because they were export and the Japanese didn't really care. 400s is a Japanese size of engine for their own tax allowances, whatever. The designer bloke had a broken ankle when he was designing this, and he wanted a bike that was easy to start. You can look it up online, it's true. So all you do is you kick it till it's top dead center. You believe me, you won't kick it past that easily. You pull the decompression lever, you push it just past top dead center, and if you want to check, there's a little window on the right hand side. You can check this piece of metal comes round, then you kick it. But if you done it a couple of times, you feel it, then you kick it and it starts first time. If it's cold, use choke. If it's been run at all that day, don't use choke. It's a beauty. It's an absolute beauty. I've got that one up for sale for £2,100. I say it's MOT'd. Everything works. You can hop on that and ride it. There's nothing to do. It's a beauty. Next one, something different. Honda Camino. I've just sold a really shiny Camino. This one isn't shiny. It's an S-Reg. It's got V5. No MOT. Now, if you buy this, when you get the logbook, it won't say historic on it. It'll say bicycle for the taxation class. You immediately go to your post office, tell them to change it to historic and to do the MOT while you're at it, which is a V112 form. So you've got free tax and free MOT. They're not exempt, they're just free. So you don't need an MOT. It's all working fine. There's no issues with it. Now, I've given it a quick clean up. The reason I haven't done a full paint and shiny on it is because of its history. It's got 2 owners from new. The first owner bought it in 1977. The second owner bought it in 79. I've got the service books. I've got the receipt from when the second owner bought it. It is a really genuine thing, and it was last on the road in 85. And I got it running in the space of minutes. I was going to do a video of getting it running, but it was embarrassing how easy it was. It's up and running. It's had new tyres on at some point, so I'm guessing they've used it around the area or something, or we're going to get it back on the road. But it's a lovely, genuine thing. That is up for £575. Don't offer me 500. I can't do it. But 575, cracking thing, and it'll go forever. It is a pedal and start, but they start so easily, it's not an issue. And if it's been run lately, so the engine's even slightly warm, you don't have to get on it and pedal, pedal, pedal. You can just push the pedal to the top, stand at the side and push the pedal down, and it starts. Next bike, something totally different for you. An Antig C15 grass track bike. So you could use it for a bit of speedway, the light speedway, the amateur stuff, or obviously you can grass track it. It's got a methanol burning BSA C15 engine. Looks all right to me. Turns over, selects all the gears. I don't happen to have a pile of methanol about, and I do not have the expertise on these, so I'm not going to start it. But Christ, it's a C15 engine. If you can't, they just work. If they don't work and you can't mend it, then I give up on you. It's a cracking thing. It needs controls, so it needs throttle cables and things like that. But the engine, carburetor, frame, wheels, suspension, so the main bits are there, and seat. Obviously not road registered, and that is £600. Again, I'm making very little on that, but I like to have a range of different things in. Next bike. Now, this is as different as they get. So there are absolutely none for sale on eBay before you look it up. Suzuki SP370. Now, these things are sought after. This is a V-Reg. It has got V5, and I have not had a chance to get it running yet. I honestly haven't even kicked it over. The people that had it, it's come from a deceased estate. They were using it for round the garden. So it has been running recently. It's been a round the garden bike. These are really, really sought after. One of them won the flat track racing, the DTRA, this last weekend. These will do flat track if you put the right tyres on. They will do Mablethorpe beach racing like you can't imagine. They will do any sort of off-road. You can take this down to your local MX track with the boys with their £7,000, £8,000 brand new Husqvarnas. You will not be embarrassed. These things get about. It's scruffy, it needs going through, but it's there. That is £1,700. Next one, Ducati SS600 or 600SS. This has been lightly modified. It has been defairinged. It's the old one, it's an R-Reg, so it's air-cooled. So if you take the fairings off, it looks nice. If you do that in a water-cooled, they look blooming awful. It's had a different seat on it. The exhausts are phenomenal. It is a very, very smart-looking bike. At the end, I'm going to tell you where all the photos and videos and everything are. So hang on to the end. I know, it's a long time. This is a cracking bit of machinery. I've only got the first part of the new keeper part. So basically, you need to do a V62 form and claim the reg. The fuel pump in the tank isn't working, so it runs, but not properly, not correctly, because they have a low pressure fuel pump that's in the tank. I've got one. I've just got to do it. Anyway, that one is up for sale for £1,400, which is a bargain. And if it doesn't go soon, I'm going to run it for the summer because it is a cracking thing. Next bike, like I say, we have something different all the time. A Nini Texas 50cc turbo. Yeah, that's got you, hasn't it? It's a geared bike with a clutch. It's Italian, 50cc, and it is genuinely very strange. I think it's 1972. I would have to look that up because it's not registered. It's the sort of thing, it's got sort of curved back bars. It's beautiful. You need to have a look at it in a minute. That's up for £700. I'm just waiting on a new carburettor or a top piece for the float bowl on the carburettor. That is all that's stopping it running. And it's a nuisance, but it is on the way. Next bike, Honda CG125. I've got the V5 for this. She's on a T-Reg, so it's a nice year. This is going up for sale for £600 as soon as I've finished it. It's been serviced. It's had new tyres, new tubes, quite a lot of jobs done. The only thing I've got to do is reconnect the front wiring because someone has been in there before and changed the headlight and bits and pieces, and I just need to literally reconnect all the wires and make sure it's right, tape the loom, things like that. Next bike, which is the last of these, is a Suzuki X5. Cracking machines. This is the 200cc X5, not the X7. The X7s were highly strung and had, I was going to say mental health issues. They had issues with blowing up every now and then. The X5s are a safer bike. Basically look the same. Alley wheels, cracking thing to ride. That's on an X-Reg. I've got the V5 for that. It needs new tubes in the tyres, which obviously I'm going to do. It needs a good going through. Also needs pistons, right? Barrels and heads are there, no pistons. Got to go through it. Realistically, I'm going to rebore it. The price that goes for depends on what I do to it, obviously. If I spend 100 quid on it, it's going to cost an extra 100 quid. So if you're interested in that, it's one to give me a shout and see, see what I want for it at the time, see what work I've done on it. If I've rebored it and bought pistons and it's running as sweet as a nut, it will cost you more. Other bikes I have hanging about that are not necessarily up for sale, but maybe. I'll quickly go through these because I know this is getting long. I have got a Fantic Raider 250 LC. They're a liquid-cooled 2-stroke 250 monoshock. It's on a P-Reg. That is up for sale. That can be £1,800. Very, very rare, very capable bike. I have a black Honda XBR 500, which I've not used for a couple of years. It's got 22,000 miles on it. Awesome machines. If you've never had an XBR 500, then you're missing out, and you should have one. My third bike was one in '86, and I would not be without one. That's on an E-Reg, and that can be £2,750. I have a red XBR 500 on a C-Reg. This has got 93,800 miles on it, and before you switch off, it runs like a Swiss watch. One previous owner before me, he was an engineer, he knew what he was doing, it's done everything he wanted. I'm not sure everything is done to the engine, but it is fine. It runs like a Swiss watch. It's kickstart only because he didn't like the electric start, so he took it off and blanked it. Because there's all sorts of gears and things in there. I redid it when I got it, new tyres and all sorts. Anyway, that's up for sale, £1,500, and it's beautiful. What have we got next? I've got a couple of Motor Guzzies and Benellis. Have a look at the website. If you're interested, drop me a beep. If you don't know what they are, there's no point me telling you. Some of them get very, very rare. I've also got a spare Honda CL350. These are the beautiful, sexy ones with the twin chrome exhaust down the left-hand side. That is going up for sale. It's going to be about £3,500. I've got to have a look and see what it owes me. It's on an L reg, and it's a beautiful thing. And of course, it's MOT exempt, MOT and tax exempt. I've got a Benelli Jarno, but I've just got that, and I hope to set a land speed record on it. So it's got 13 kilometres on it from new. If you know what they are, if you're interested, just send me an offer. I'll either say yes or no. I'm not going to put a price out on that one, because if you don't know what they are, it's a waste of time me telling you. I've got other Benellis. I've got a Benelli Panther. I've got a Benelli Leoncino Scrambler. I've got a Benelli 2C 125cc, which is up and running, but just needs bolting together the back end and bolting the mudguard on and putting the back wiring on, silly things like that. That can be about £1,500. I've got a Fantic 201 trials bike, fully sorted, ready to trials. I've done 7 or 8 trials on it. Love it. I'm just rubbish at trials. The bike is totally capable. Last trial I went to, one of the marshals for a section, there was nobody else at the section. He borrowed the bike, and then he went round all the different courses on his section, the white, the yellow, the blue, the red, cleaned them all first time. He'd never ridden the bike before. And it's 156cc. If anyone tells you that's not enough, they don't know what they're on about. It's absolutely fine, unless you're doing this world-class jumping up mountains. I don't know how to do it. That's up for £2,000. It stands me more than that, so don't make me an offer. For the insane and the brave, I've got a Honda C90 Moped Mayhem bike. It is not road legal. It will do flat track or Moped Mayhem, or be an insane field bike. It's got upside down forks on the front with disc. The engine is a replacement engine. It is very fast, a little bit scruffy, but well up for racing. That's £600 as it is. I've got a Honda CB500T. That's the twin cam, 1975. This is a spare project. I'm halfway through putting it back together. I will get on its wheels soon. It needs things like the wiring putting in, but basically it's all there. It's all clean, and it's in my dining room at the minute. In fact, you could see it if I turn the camera around. That is about £1,700. It's a cracking thing. I've got the Nova for it, so it needs registering. That one we've mentioned. I've got a Benelli city bike, which they weigh 35 kilograms. They are a tiny, tiny little folding bike. The handlebars fold flat. The seat post goes down inside the stem. They've got the handle. You can pick them up and carry them. We think it's 1968. It's hard to prove the year on these. It's the smallest bike that can be road registered. It's got lights on it that work and everything. But they are super tiny. So look up Benelli city bike. That's about £1,200. I've got a Honda 404, which was cafe raced back in the 70s or 80s. That's on historic status, so there's no tax or MOT. It's a runner. It's a project at the moment. I'm just working on it, and that'll be up for sale when it's done, but also when I've ridden it. That is a very, very beautiful thing. And then I've got some other bikes kicking about which are not going up for sale until I've had them and ridden them. Not only do I buy and sell bikes, we collect our own, and me and the management and my son, we all race flat track. Right, so if you want to see these bikes, how do you get hold of me? Don't put comments for prices and stuff on TikTok or YouTube. It's silly, because the videos last forever, prices change. If I work on a bike, the price goes up. So get hold of me via my website, motorcyclereclamation.co.uk, or my Facebook page, Motorcycle Reclamation. I occasionally sell things on eBay, but not very often. Motorcycle Reclamation, that's where to find it. On Facebook, I use my own account, which is Christopher Smith, and I live in Grantham. So if you want to find what bikes I have up for sale on there, just type in Grantham Motorcycle and it will come up. And as soon as you find me, follow me, bookmark it, and then anything new I put up you will see. Works really, really well. That's because you can't access Marketplace from a business account on Facebook. I guess at some point they're going to start charging people to do it, but they haven't done it yet. So anyway, that's the way to get hold of me. Drop me an email by the website or Facebook. I know I've given you a lot of information there. All the YouTube videos are available from my YouTube channel or the TikTok channel. Again, Motorcycle Reclamation is what you search for. If you put that in Google, everything will come up. Ignore the few other companies that have paid for ads in there. But please like, subscribe and follow me. And I do apologise for this being a really, really long video. I'm now going to get another cup of coffee. Then I'm going to get outside and get my hands in the Ducati petrol tank and change the petrol pump. And then hopefully later today we'll have a proper video of that running nicely. Right, thank you very much for your time, everybody. Cheers.